Good morning, guys. First book, My Snake Blake. I was in my room hiding from my homework when my dad knocked on the door, handed me a big box with a red ribbon on top and shouted, "Happy early birthday! Hurry up and open it. Come on, it needs air." This made me quite curious. So I ripped off the wrapping paper, tore open the box, and yelled, "Oh, wow!" because inside was a cage with a super long, bright green snake inside. "I can't believe you got me a snake," I said. "You better believe it," said my dad. "I think your father is nuts," said my mom, as she is walking in frowning. "And proud of it," answered my dad. "Now let the snake out." "No way," screeched my mom. "Yes way," declared my dad before adding, "this snake has the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness." "Says who?" asks my mom. "Declaration of Independence, second paragraph," said my dad, snapping his finger to prove a point. Here's my pages. As I slid open the cage door, causing my mom to shriek and jump up on my bed, the snake stuck its head, crawled slowly onto the floor, slithered around, and twisted his body into neat little letters that spelled Hello. Hello. "He can write," I gasped. "Pretty cool, eh?" chuckled my dad. "I paid extra for that." "Awesome," I said. "What should I call him?" "Why don't you ask him?" asked Dad. So I did. He wrote after squirming for a second. Blake, Blake. What sort of name is Blake for a snake?" I asked. "Beats me," said Dad. "Well, if that's what he wants, then that's what he gets," I said. "Yep, we better not make Blake mad," said Mom. "He might bite." Blake gave her a dirty look and rolled around. He scribbled, "Relax." "Really?" said Mom. "Really," he answered. Sure enough, to this day, Blake has never bitten anyone, or gotten mad, or done anything bad. He's been perfectly polite, delightful snake, as even my mom has discovered. Blake can cook like a great chef, even though he likes to lick the dishes clean instead of using the dishwasher. He catches flies and can find pretty much anything, including car keys and remote control clickers for the TV. Best of all, Blake is always there to help me do my homework, even when I'd rather be doing something else. Whenever I get a tough question, Blake has the answer. "What is the capital of Kenya?" "Nairobi." "When was bubblegum invented?" 1906. "How much is 987 plus 327 times 63 divided by 6? 13,797. Who was the Oakland Raiders quarterback when they won the Super Bowl in 1977? "Kenny the Snake Stabler." Which British poet wrote songs of innocence and of experience? "Blake," he wrote and smiled. And whenever I have a problem, Blake helps me solve it. Like the time my parents made me eat Brussels sprouts at dinner, and Blake ate them after I dropped them, on purpose, under the table. Or the time that kid Kevin was mean to me at school and Blake stuck his tongue out and hissed. These pages are stuck. Or whenever I'm running late to catch the school bus and I don't have to walk the dog. Blake does a lot of things for his friend. And yes, from time to time, whenever Blake has a problem, I'm there for him too. Like when our family flew on a plane to Florida and several passengers, plus a poodle, got very upset. I realize that dogs, cats, and horses have been, are, and always be the most popular pets, getting tons and tons of love and attention. But I'm lucky to have my snake Blake, who is the best snake by far in the whole wide world. This one's called No Bunny's Perfect. Every little bunny's good. They mostly do the things they should. But sometimes feeling sad or mad can make a little bunny bad. Bad bunnies grab, they do not share. They hit and kick, they don't play fair. They slurp their juice, they scream and shout, they burp and spit their carrots out. No please or thanks or pardon me. They fuss and whine and disagree. They scratch each other, squeal and fight. Instead of using words, they bite. That bunny's having a bad day. No bunny's perfect, that is true. But aren't you glad this isn't you? Good bunnies try to do what's right. They use their words. They never bite. Instead of grabbing, they say please. They're nice to friends. They don't tease. They follow rules. They take their time. They do not push. They wait in line. They say hello and wave goodbye. They give a hug when someone cries. And when the day is warm and sunny, they share it with another bunny. No bad bunnies, no rude bunnies. Use your manners, have good habits. Be polite and kind and true. That's my bunny, good for you. And we have one more. Pete the Cat, Crayons Rock. Pete loves his big box of groovy crayons. He loves to draw things like cars, trucks, flowers, and trees, and most of all, the big blue sea. From rockin' red to cool cat blue, with a box of crayons, there's nothing Pete can't do. One day, Pete decides to draw something new. His friends. Using lots of colors is so much fun. Pete wanted to use every one. He scribbled and drew a great big smile. His drawings were groovy and rockin' with style. Crayons rock. Pete was proud of the pictures he drew. He hoped his friends would dig them too. Pete showed Grumpy Toad first. Grumpy Toad said, "This doesn't look right. Those colors are way too bright." Pete thought, "Hey, no sweat. That's all right. The next one will be dynamite." It says, "For Gus from Pete." Pete showed Gus his picture too. Gus asked, "Who is this supposed to be? It doesn't really look like me." Pete thought, "Hey, no sweat. That's all right. The next one will be just right for Kelly from Pete." Pete finally showed Kelly her picture. Kelly said, "This one is fine, but it feels like something's missing from mine." Can you tell what's missing? I think it's her whiskers. Pete said, "What a mess. Bummer, I guess. My drawings aren't the best." Pete started to frown. He put his crayons down. In art class, the teacher asked, "Pete, what are you going to make?" "I don't know. I'm afraid of making a mistake." Pete looked around. Gus drew the coolest superhero. Kelly's flowers were awesome out of sight. Grumpy's motorcycle was just right. Pete's heart sank. His paper was blank. The gang looked at Pete and said, "No sweat, it's all right. It doesn't have to be just right. The art is cool because it's you. The art is so unique. Your art is so unique. Grab your groovy box of crayons. Show us your technique." The teacher agreed. Art should be fun. Art is for everyone. From Rockin' Red to Cool Cat Blue with the box of crayons, there's nothing you can't do. Pete smiled. There are no rules. It's no big deal. Art is about how it makes you feel. Pete loved his cool art. That's the one thing Pete knew. Suddenly Pete knew exactly what to do. He tried again. Instead of drawing them one by one, Pete drew the whole gang, just having fun. Wow, way to go, Pete. That's a rockin' masterpiece. Grumpy Toad, Gus, and Kelly agreed. Pete's picture was off the charts. See, that's the groovy thing about art. The best art comes from the heart. Crayons rock. Right, guys, in your packet this week, I think you were making the little elf guy. So you should have everything in there. Use your good scissors and use your little brats and hope you have fun.